Hello everyone! Welcome to our channel! Today, we are going to tackle about a specific topic in psychiatric and mental health nursing, which is mood disorders. But, first things first, let us introduce ourselves. I am Debbie Jane Habonilio Filosofo, a student nurse from Negros Oriental State University, and I will be your first speaker.
And as you can see on the right screen, my name is Clan Paulo C. Pasigma, also a student nurse from Negros Oriental State University. I will be the second speaker.
So guys, this is all about mood disorders. But before we go deeper, let us understand first what is a mood and what is a mood disorder. So a mood is a temporary feeling generally described as positive or negative. People are commonly referred to as being in a good or bad mood. Mood is different from emotion because emotion is a specific intense feeling that is triggered by some event. A mood is a general feeling, not a reaction to a particular situation. Now, mood disorder is a mental health problem that primarily affects a person's emotional state. It is a disorder in which a person experiences long periods of extreme happiness, extreme sadness, or both. A person diagnosed with a mood disorder is in a positive or negative mood for long periods of time. So as you can see, there is an axis at the bottom of the screen. We're gonna label this into low mood on the left, the neutral mood in the middle, and the high mood in the right side. This axis is color-coded, which correlates with some of the conditions that we are gonna talk about. There are two categories of mood disorders. So the first category is the mood depressive disorder, and the other one is the bipolar disorder. So we will discuss first the major depressive disorder. So the MDD or the major depressive disorder requires 5 or more of the following symptoms, and one of those symptoms must be either depressed mood or anhedonia. So the symptoms are listed as follows: depressed mood, sleep changes, loss of interest or anhedonia, guilt or feeling of breathlessness, energy lack, reduced concentration, appetite changes, psychomotor changes, suicidal thoughts or ideation. So, guys, we made a mnemonics for the specific symptoms of these disorders, the SIGCAPs. So you must remember at least 5 or more of the symptoms for these disorders. So this must not be attributable to substances or medical conditions. So guys, in order to be categorized as MDD or major depressive disorder, the symptoms must last up to 2 weeks. So the treatment of major depressive disorder is psychotherapy and medications. Some classes of medications used for MDDs are SSRIs, or the selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, the monoamine oxidase inhibitor, or the MAOI, the cyclic antidepressant medications, and the atypical antidepressants.
Alright, so on the other side, on the green area, which is on the high mood, is mania. Mania, this is like a period of great excitement or euphoria, delusions, and overactivity. It is like somebody is talking all the time, jumping all around, or doing any certain activities. Mania requires 3 or more symptoms of the following ones, or that is the DIGPAS. So remember guys, these symptoms of DIGPAS. D stand for distractible, which is you or that person is easily get distracted. I stand for irresponsibility, irritable, or being impulsive. G stand for grandiose or grandiosity. It is like a overly elaborate or being showy or unrealistic. F stand for flight of ideas. That is like a rapid flow of thought. A activity increase, or just I talked a while ago, which is being overactivity. S stand for sleep decrease. T stand for being talkative. So the Binomics Big Fast can help you remember this. So in order to be categorized as mania, the symptoms must last 1 week. So mnemonic symptoms must be causing significant impairment in their social lives, like distracted from school, work, their family, or whatever responsibility they have. Again, the mania cannot be attributed to substances or medical condition. Next one is the hypomania. Hypomania is like a little less than mania or high than mania, which is also requires three of the big fast that we can see in mania. Again, big fast is also a mnemonics for symptoms. So on mania, the time is reduced, or for in order for you to categorize on hypomania, the time are being reduced for hypomonic episode. You can only need to express the symptoms for 4 days. And what makes difference to hypomanic episode is that there isn't a significant impairment. So a person might a lot less or a lot more activity, be more talkative, still able to function to work and get their work done, still able to have their normal lives. They are not significantly impaired in life. So that's the difference between hypomanic episode and manic episode. So these two fit in to bipolar disorder. So on bipolar, there are two types, the bipolar 1 and the bipolar 2. So on bipolar 1, this only requires one episode of mania. Well, you can review the symptoms of mania. We're just going back a little on the video, okay? So going back, although it does not require anything else but often include hypomania and major depression. And on bipolar 2, they requires only one episode of hypomania and there are episodes of major depression. So you can see, as you can see, how the bipolar 2 really bounces across the spectrum of going to hypomania to depression, whereas the bipolar 1 often bounces around the spectrum. It really requires one manic episodes to be categorized as bipolar 1. So bipolar 2 really has two poles, as what you can read there. Bipolar 1 can have two poles but really only requires one manic episode. I think a better name for bipolar 1 is mania disorder or just episode of mania or recurrent mania. Either way, the treatment for bipolar disorder include mood stabilizers such as lithium or valproate acid, and it can also include for lamotrigine or quetiapine as stabilizer. And we can also add is antipsychotic if a person is acute mania. There are also a couple of disorders that can fall in between orange area between depression and hypomania. One of them is the cyclothymic disorder.
So now we will be talking about cyclothymic disorder. So cyclothymic disorder is a person who alternates periods of hypomania and depression that don't actually meet criteria for hypomania and depression. They actually have some symptoms of big fast, but not exactly 3 of them for 4 days. They may also have symptoms of SIGI caps, but not exactly 5 of them for 2 weeks. So they kind of bounce around because they have symptoms of both sides and they don't actually meet criteria for hypomania and full major depressive disorder. And this has to last for about 2 years before it's called a cyclothymic disorder. So the treatment for cyclothymic disorder is cognitive behavior therapy and lithium, as well as antipsychotics.
So that is our brief video of major depressive disorder, the bipolar disorder, which includes the mania and hypomania, and lastly the cyclothymic disorder. You can pause this video and write down some notes. Right? So we hope that this was helpful. And if ever you have any questions, please do email us. That would be all. Thank you for listening. See you next time.